find life by your own works. That's the word. You can only find life by God giving it to you as a gift. Now, how are you going to do that word? How are you going to do that word? You're going to just be persuaded of it.
Right.
Right? So that's the work. That's the work. That's the work of faith. The work of faith is you believe the word. Now, how do you continue in that word that says you can't find life by your own works, but you can only find life as a gift from God? The only way you can do that word is by believing it. The way you continue in that word is that when, in the context of the letter of James, when the world presses in on you and tells you you lack something that's needed for life, and you're being tempted to enlist your ability to gain what you think you lack, to bring your own soul salvation, you would continue in the word that says you can't bring salvation to your soul by your own works. Right. And so then you wouldn't enlist your own ability. That's how you would do that word. And in the context of James, those guys were experiencing hard times. And they were trying to bring peace to their own souls by enlisting their own ability. Right? And so that's why James comes in and says, the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. When you go look at that word wrath there, it also means the desire or passion of man. So what James is saying is, your passion to have peace in your soul doesn't possess the power to bring forth peace in your soul. Right? But this engrafted word is actually the only thing that possesses the power to bring peace to your soul. Right? So he says, don't just be hearers of the word, but be ye doers of the word, and realize you can't bring your soul's peace by going back to the law and getting the people that are into Judaism to do business with you again and to like you again. You can't bring your soul peace that way. So don't just be a hearer of the word that says God's the one who restores your soul and not your works, but continue in that word. Do the work of believing on the one God has sent. That's why when they asked Jesus, what are the works of God that we might work them? Yes. What did Jesus say? Believe on the one that he has sent. What's the work that James is talking about? Believe on the one God has sent. That's why when James gets into chapter 2, he says, even the demons believe that God exists. He's like, you can't find salvation for your soul by just believing God exists. You have to continue in the word of truth. And that's what God wanted for the children of Israel. He saw that this faith was full of power to cause them to be blessed all their days in the promised land. Yes. And that their children will be blessed all their days. And that they would be filled with fatness all their days. He saw this faith was full of power to bring that forth in them. And he wanted them to continue in that word because he didn't want faith to be dead in their lives. Yes. Right? He wanted them to continue. Faith without works is dead. The manifestation of that is Jesus on the cross. Right. Faith was alive in Jesus on the cross. What was he doing? Resting. He didn't try to bring you notice how he didn't try to bring his soul salvation? He didn't try to clothe himself. He didn't try to save his own soul from the suffering that was happening, but he cried out to Abba. So there was a word that said, Jesus, not by strength of your hand, but by strength of my hand. Jesus worked that word. He believed it. Right? He rested in it. He continued in the word of truth. Right?
Our carnal